Hi guys, Clara here, and although I have attempted watercolor before, my experiences have never ended well. To fix that, I am finally trying out my new set of watercolor paints. I started by just doing a wash with water, then going in with an orange for the sky, some yellow for the sun, and when I went to put down the first layer of mountain, I realized that the sky was still wet, so I just took out my blow dryer and dried that up real quick. Now I also went wrong with the mountains. I kept making the furthest one taller, so I kept creating like weird borders within the mountain, which I guess made it look okay, but that wasn't what I was going for. I tried to keep going and just put more layers of mountains in, and it started to just look worse and worse. But I figured I'd just keep going with the plan, so I added a little bit of blue for a body of water, and then it was time to start adding some texture into the mountains. I kind of did all of this in the wrong order, like I was really impatient with the drying stages, and I knew I couldn't go over a certain section, so I just move on to the next, when really I should have just taken my time and waited for it to dry before moving on to the next layer of mountain. The more texture I added, the better it looked, so I just kept adding more, and eventually I was pretty happy with it. After adding the last tree and deepening the blue of the water, it was time to remove the tape. This is always my favorite part when I watch other people paint, so I of course had to leave it in for you. After finishing this, I can see where I went wrong in many places, but it was definitely a great learning experience, and I feel like I can immediately put those new techniques I learned to use. So let's jump right into our second painting. Another water wash, and I'm adding in blue this time for the sky, and green for the ground. My plan for this is to have a cute little cabin in the woods. It'll be surrounded by trees and shrubbery, and it'll have a winding dirt path leading away from it. Now, thinking about what went wrong the last time, there was definitely not enough layers. I tried to rush all the texture at once, and it did not work out. So this time, I'm gonna be doing a lot of layers. And I'm especially using a lot of layers for the house and the trees, because I want them to look as 3D as possible. I'm adding very thin lines on the roof for some shingle texture. I really tried to explore with like different texture and brush strokes, and I'm really enjoying this like spotting or dotting technique. I am surprised at how detailed I can get with this brush. I wasn't expecting such a fine tip, but I am very impressed. I always seem to pick a smaller brush than needed, so it's nice that this is so versatile. I'm adding another layer of brown to darken up the tree branches, and I think this is when the trees really start to come alive. This grass was also really fun to do, and I can finally see that doing like 10 layers of leaves is finally paying off. Then it was just deepening up the grass, adding several different shades of greens and browns, deepening up the shrubs. And there wasn't enough greenery, so I added a bunch of shrubs all behind the cabin. I am so happy with how this turned out. And honestly, I'm kind of obsessed with these little mini watercolor paintings. So you guys might be seeing more of these in the future, whether you want to or not. But that's all I have for you guys today, so hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!